Hello class, welcome to Pre-Algebra Lesson 7.7, which is all about writing and solving one-step multiplication and division inequalities. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to write and solve one-step multiplication and division inequalities. So let's jump into solving and graphing multiplication inequalities. So first we want to solve our inequality. So if I look at this, I have 3x is less than 12. So just like when we solved equations, when I have multiplication written, to undo multiplication, I would divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I'm left with x is less than 4. So I'm going to do an open circle. We talked about knowing how to know whether it's open or closed yesterday. And then x is less than 4. So which numbers are less than 4? The ones to the left. So I would draw my arrow going to the left. Okay? Then let's move on to our next example here. We have negative 2y is less than or equal to 16. So again, I'm going to divide on both sides. And this time I'm dividing a negative 2. So I would say y, and then 16 divided by negative 2 is negative 8. And here's where things get just a little different. Whenever you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, so since this 2 is negative, it's the number that's moved with division. Whenever that happens, you need to flip your sign. So now it becomes y is greater than or equal to negative 8. Okay, so then let's put our dot at negative 8. And it's going to be closed. And we have y is greater than or equal to. So greater than means I'm going to the right. Okay, so since I divided both sides by a negative, I had to flip my sign. That is like the number one mistake students make when solving multiplication and division inequality. All right, now I want you to take a minute and I want you to solve this inequality and then graph the solution. Good luck. Okay, for this problem, we have x is less than negative 5. So I divided both sides by negative 5. 25 divided by negative 5 is negative 5. And then, since I divided both sides by a negative, I flipped my sign. Now let's practice solving and graphing division inequalities. So here you can see I have x divided by 4, or x over 4. So I'm going to still continue to solve kind of like what I used to. To undo that division, I would multiply by 4, and I have x, and then negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. So what I want to know is, do I need to flip my sign? I have a negative number over here, but this time I don't flip my sign. And the reason is because the number that I moved from the left to the right was positive. So since it was a positive 4 that I multiplied on both sides, I get to keep my sign. So now I do my closed circle at negative 4, and x is less than or equal to negative 4. So less than would be going to the left. Okay, let's try another one. We have y over negative 3 is greater than negative 2. So this time I'm going to multiply on both sides by a negative 3. Multiply by negative 3. I have y. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. So then I want to know, do I change my sign or do I keep it? The 6 is positive, but that 6 doesn't mean anything. The only thing I care about is that I multiplied both sides by a negative 3. Since I multiplied both sides by a negative, I need to flip my sign. And now that my sign is flipped, I can graph it. So I'm going to do an open circle at 6, and it says y is less than 6, so I'm going to go to the left. So it would look just like that. Okay? Now I want you to try this one on your own. Good luck. Okay, for this problem, hopefully you multiplied both sides by a negative 1, and then you said since I multiplied both sides by a negative 1, I have to flip my sign. Then 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. So I was left with x is less than or equal to negative 10. So I put a closed circle at negative 10, and I went to the left because it was less than. Okay, so if you have any questions about this problem or anything else from this video, please be sure to reach out for some help. I am happy to help you. Have a great day.